Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Melos Machina. We hope that you have had a fantastic week. We are back for episode 52, where we are continuing our adventures in Jowdeck as we just try and figure out what is going on. How y'all doing today?
Good.
So good.
Oh,
So
you
good.
know, nervous.
Yeah. How you? You're fine, right?
Can't stress when you're made of air.
Exactly.
Walking as a cloud.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Just remember that, everyone. If you're having an incredibly stressful day, just become air. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
it.
Yeah. Man, therapy costs money. I just fixed it all right there.
Yeah, yeah,
We should be paying you.
Yeah,
yeah.
truly.
We're definitely qualified to give medical advice.
On that note, if you would like to support the channel, before we get into it, a few quick announcements. Actually, if you do want to help support us here at the Adventures Pack, feel free to give us a like, give us a follow wherever you might be. If you'd like to support us monetarily, you can do so either by becoming a subscriber, a member, or heading on over to our Patreon. You get some cool behind-the-scenes stuff, including a after-show talkback where we're going to be heading in our Discord. So, yeah, join us after that. But the other thing that we have before going into this is the continuing message from the sponsor of Melos Machina, Cantrip Candles. Ben, take it away.
Thank you, Scott. I actually have a very special missive. I invite you all to sit for a spell, for I have a magical tale to tell. A mad king did try to keep us at bay, but where there is a will, there is a way. We bade our time and slept for but a wink, till the planets and stars were all in sync. For when our mistress in the sky doth glow, is when our power doesn't ebb, it flows. The entitled king will be mown this night. Forest of Fae returns in all its might. That's right.
Whoa.
Forest of Fae is back in
Sick.
stock at Cantrip Candles, so if you
My
want the
fave.
nice, cheeky, lovely, jasmine, neroli, amber-filled candle, go to cantripcandles.com using the link in our chat. It is an affiliate link, so we get a kickback, and they also know that we sent you. But you can also use our code APAC to get a discount on your order. But yes, it's been like a couple months, and it's the full moon tonight. So welcome back, Forest of Fae.
Heck yeah.
So thank you, Cantrip Candles, for continuing to sponsor Melos Machina here at the Adventures Pack.
Yay. That's my fave.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Fave.
Oh, I didn't do that on purpose.
It's just Josh's mind constantly
See,
thinking
my
everything's
brain
a pun.
doesn't do that.
My brain doesn't stop.
On that note, players, are we ready for tonight's episode?
All right.
Not really. No stress.
Yeah. It's like our first performance review, kind of.
When last we met our adventurers, the party was preparing to escort Dunley to the upper city and the safety of the Temple of the Melos. However, after Aaron caught a glimpse of a hooded figure at the window, it became apparent that the party's presence in the home had not gone unnoticed. With their planning time severely cut short, Duathi made both Dunley and Cindy invisible and instructed them to rush to the temple, as the party then stepped into the streets, where they encountered 3 cultists laying in wait, one of which wearing the armor of the city guard. With 1 cultist dead and 2 de-toothed, the party for the first time had living members of the cult of the Dark Beacon in their care. Duathi becoming smoke, drifting in the air towards the safe house. The rest of the party now lay in wait in the street for reinforcements from the temple to arrive. The streets are empty. And all you can hear are the soft whimperings of one of the 2 cultists. The other quietly latticed to the wall.
Well, guess we really have nothing to do but wait.
I mean, we could get our story straight, but honestly, this time around, we don't have a lot to hide. think.
Wait, where's Dorothy gone? Is she all right?
She'll be fine.
Yeah. She had to go. She went back to the house.
Should somebody go with them?
I mean,
I'll mentally link to Dorothy. Are you all right? Is everything all right?
Yeah, I guess I can respond to this because I don't have a
Yeah,
mouth.
you're
but
you're
it's-
sentient.
I'm sentient.
Your sentient smoke.
Sentient smoke.
I'm okay. I thought it might be better for everyone if I went back and, made sure everything. I'm alright.
Okay.
I'm going to get back to the safe house. I figured you all didn't really need me there. I'm going to make a few stops along the way and see if I can see anything, but I'm going to head back there. I will be safe.
Okay. I think we still have at least an hour and a half of this, so if anything does come up and you need our attention or information about anything, we're still here, and I'll let you know when time's running out.
Alright. And if there's a problem, please let me know. I can be anywhere. I shouldn't be there. I don't think.
Yeah. She's fine. Don't take your eyes off these two for too long. I don't know how squirrely they can be.
I have them.
Do you think it's worth checking back up on Cindy to make sure she made it to the?
Not yet.
All right. It's kind of smart, Dorothy, leaving. If we all get arrested or find ourselves in a bind, at least there's somebody who can come to the rescue.
Why would we be arrested? We were confronted by these people who clearly had ill will towards us, and towards Dunley, and towards anybody he knows.
That was also true in Riversmeet. I mean, not a lot of trust around here. That guy.
And let's remember to not trust the 4 ears that are still in addition to ours.
mm-hmm.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
and I like jostle just a little bit. They don't need to know more than they do.
Well, this is awkward.
All I know is that we're probably going to see some deacons. So, be smart. Don't try to be clever.
I will. We'll try. I'm nervous. I think maybe one of you should do the talking. At least at first. Andy, I don't know about you, but this feels like this could get back to the Adagog, and I don't know if they get the wrong impression. It's a poor reflection of us, potentially.
I truly don't even know what to think at this point. But yeah, probably best if you two take lead and we'll answer what we have to.
Yeah. I'd like to keep scanning just in case these weren't the only 3.
Sure.
But also kind of hoping to see the deacons in a strange twist of fate.
Give me a perception.
Yeah. 18.
18. You scan both sides of the street, looking back towards the corner where the house is and towards the direction of the waterways or the river. You don't notice any other skulking figures. As time passes, you do see regular folk kind of passing by. At one point, one looks down the street towards you all, stops for a second, just stares, and then hurriedly rushes off. Yeah,
News is going to travel fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to talk down to the guy that I have. Are you all responsible for the graffiti at the bottom of the bridge?
Is this the
Scout
one against the
pipe.
wall, or the one that's
I have the guy...
blindfolded and gagged?
Yes. Blindfolded and gagged guy who was pipe smoker.
Oh, pipes.
Mhm.
Pipes.
Pipes.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Pipe.
Mr. Slacks is dead,
Slacks is
and
dead.
you have not a guard. I
Yeah.
have
Right.
pipe smoker.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, as you gesture down to him, at this point, his soft weeping has subsided. He is breathing heavily, and you can see through the gag just his teeth gritting.
Yeah. Thought as much. I don't love doing this.
Yeah, but you're kind of good at it.
Right now we're just babysitting.
Yeah.
Deacons have the skills they need to fish out the ounces they want.
Hopefully. Better than a swift death. That's what they want, obviously.
Precisely. I'll kind of, if possible, kind of get closer to Finn and just kind of. How do you threaten that which does not fear death, but welcomes it? That's the real question I have now.
You take away their chance at freedom. We saw just a few minutes ago how that went for them. At least for him. Not gonna lie, that felt good, but in a very guilt-driven way. I do fear that the deacons aren't going to get much useful out of them. I think we are still going to need to connect the dots. I think we'll need to get Dunley to cooperate and share what he knows. And hopefully we can point towards other suspects.
What's to be done about Rosalind?
I'm worried about that. And them going up there.
It's possible she's already long gone or making countermeasures.
Or she could be none the wiser.
Best case scenario, certainly. But
Let's not forget about her.
let's not forget we are well out of our jurisdiction here. We
We
can't
don't
do it all.
have a jurisdiction.
Well, we have a job, and this is not
Yeah,
it.
no. Not even close.
Let's at least put the deacons in her direction then.
I think the other question is, are you prepared to share what you know?
Well, I've been going through mental inventory here, and as far as all the most relevant details, there's not a lot I'm worried about sharing. It just depends on where the story starts, and if we start with the boat ride to Venture, I think we're pretty clear.
And Pal?
Well, Pal's just my autonomous library, as given to me by the lawkeepers. That's why I put him away, though.
You try for so long to escape the city.
Yeah.
And then you're confronted with it all. So far away.
Never thought I'd be homesick for the place I thought was a cage. My whole life. This cage is smaller, though.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, what about you? Any apprehensions?
I don't know, I'm kind of just planning on winging it at this point.
That's worked out for you so far, and as far as credibility goes, you've repaired the Sky Tram, you helped repair the Flow Forge, or at least get that started. That goes a long way. and Bogdan can vouch.
That's true. At least, we have people here that we've helped. Same as River's Meat, so hopefully that'll go a long way. I don't know. Dorothy was pretty shaken, and
I don't blame her. She doesn't know this world the way that we do. And the world doesn't know her the way that we do. I don't think that she's in any inherent danger, but that which the Order does not understand or recognize, I think is always up for question, and right now I think we have enough questions.
Yeah. I think also just, I don't know, I don't want to speak for her, but coming to terms with the fact that her and I both have powers feels weird, but I don't know, ways to work with things that are adjacent to what they want, and I think the reaction to the zombie was a lot for her to absorb.
It is strange that there's nothing inherently wrong with
No.
decay and death.
No.
I think these folk idolize it in a way that is bastardized and unnatural. What you two do is what any of the rest of us do. We find our place in the song, in the Melos, wherever we draw our power from.
Yeah.
They do the same in a different way. But decay is one of the most natural things to exist.
No, I agree. I think it's being so close to that without going to the extreme, and just the feeling of, I don't know, not wanting everyone to die.
I motion to the blindfold that has the symbol on it. I understand.
Yeah, I noticed. We can talk about that later.
I don't think any of us know
No.
the depth of what we're in right now,
No.
how it's all connected. But it is.
Yeah.
I want to turn to the guard against the wall. And
Not
I
a
know, I know I've kind of roughed him up a little bit, so I understand if he doesn't respond to this, but I kind
As
of
you look over at him, he's staring at the whole party, just watching.
I kind of want to gently kind of hold the tooth in between my fingers, kind of hold it up in front of his gaze. Curious that you have this embedded in you, but you don't seem to be the mechanical type. How? This is not something that everybody knows how to do.
You would be correct.
So is it some sort of
You wear fancy armor. You don't look like the
initiation?
one that could make it.
does everybody who joins officially gets a tooth with which they can take their own life if they feel? Or does it have to be earned, or is it gifted upon you?
He just looks down and spits at the ground.
Somebody made these for you, I bet. Someone who knows a bit more than even, well, the most practitioned of your cult, I bet. We'll find out who that is.
I'm sure you will.
I was going to very, very restless, not sure what to do. Kind of been pacing, and at a certain point, I just need to settle myself. So I sit against the wall of a building or a bench or something opposite our hostages.
Sure.
And I pull out Pal and kind of mindlessly collecting bits of language that we've written together, that I've written and Pal's sent back to me, and thinking about all the various tongues and all of the various walks of life that the people that we've met have come from. And without even knowing it, I find myself putting together a ritual of comprehend languages. So if 10 minutes passes, essentially from the time that RJ focuses in on that guard, or Aaron focuses in on that guard, to if we're interrupted.
Sure.
Cool.
10 minutes goes by. You cast.
Comprehend? Yeah, comprehend languages. Not even sure if I realize I do it at first. But if more time passes, I'll pull out Dr. Sanda's journal and see if I can start interpreting any of the other languages I saw in there.
It's right as you begin to pull out Dr. Sada's journal that icon you see at the edge of the street where the road heads towards the water. 4 figures walking towards you. They're still a ways away, weapons drawn. At least the 3 figures behind seem to have their weapons drawn. They are what look to be wearing traditional town guard armor. They have half plate and long capes that are attached to them. No helmets on these long swords drawn, but their armor is embellished by gold trim. Standing in front of these 3 is a figure wearing a long black robe, form-fitting, with sleeves. It seems buttoned down the center, and it goes all the way to the ground, but you can see that it splits at the waist to allow for it to move.
I will.
A very well put together short-cut hair. Sword is at his side, and a pistol in his hand. Not
Okay.
aimed, but drawn.
With my free hand. I don't know if here in Jodak, there's like a guard messaging system, like we're fine, or oh no, we're dying.
I mean, you have salutes, but no sort of like secret language.
Then I'll just kind of wave. We're down here.
As you wave, the figure in the front, with his left hand, the open hand, raises it not even above his waist, just a gentle raise to the thigh, and the 3 figures behind him stop as he stops as well.
I'll sidle up next to Icon so he's got some support.
They're roughly 40 feet away at this point.
We've apprehended these 2. Keep your eyes out. They have teleportation magic.
Very good. Are any of you here by the name Aaron or Finn?
I'll motion to Aaron.
I'm Aaron.
Finn, that's me. I'm suddenly very self-conscious. I was just sitting on the ground, dirty, as I stand up, and this is my partner, Andy.
Hello.
I see. Hello, Andy.
Hi.
Is this, where are they?
I motion down to the guy that I have, and then not a guard against the wall and the lattice bolt.
Pipes, not a guard. I
We
don't
only
say
have
that.
the 2 survivors. And I'll motion to the dead. Oh, that one zombied How decomposed did it get?
Not very.
Okay.
He was
Um,
killed immediately and then immediately raised as well.
Okay.
So he's still, I mean, for all purposes, he looks like a fresh body except for snapped legs.
Mm.
I'll motion there as well. I'm not moving from my spot to keep them comfortable.
They restrained.
Yes, one magically, the other I have manacles.
There can also seem to consistently have a method of ending their own life. We've, I think, removed the tooth with acid from each of them.
Would you kindly stay where you are?
Of course.
That he gestures to the 3 guards behind to head towards. They rush over, each one of them taking one of the bodies and immediately investigating it. The first coming up to the dead body, checking it. The second guard coming up to the blindfolded and gagged. Upon a quick check, lifts him up and pushing him against the wall into a forced seated position. And the third coming up to the last, sort of staring at him, checking the bindings as the robed figure approaches. I'm Deacon Veris. Done an excellent duty to the city today.
I'd say we were only doing our job, but
You say they have teleportation. Do you know of
Yes.
any other abilities of theirs?
poison on their weapons.
Poison on their weapons.
At some point in our altercation, there was an attempt made to transport me somewhere. I feel. I've not seen it in actuality, but I could feel the far reach of their arcane capabilities attempting to
That is all I
take me
need.
somewhere.
As he gestures to the guards, bring them together. The 2 guards who are handling the 2 cultists who are still alive, kind of pull them together and lift them up to a standing position. Seem to have untangled from the lattice bolts that had been bolted into the wall. As the deacon approaches, he sheathes his pistol and faces them. For the crimes that you have committed to this city and your actions against the song, you are to be detained for further questioning. Do you have anything else to say? The one blindfolded and gagged says nothing. The other just stares at him. You will meet your end, as we all will. Very good. As he reaches to his belt, the robed figure grabs what looks like 2 metallic collars, and each with one hand, placing it around the neck of the 2 cultists. And as soon as they click in place, in a liquid-like fashion, a matte black cloth envelops, surrounding the entire head.
Okay.
At one point, it is ballooned out, larger than the head itself, but in an instant, sucks in and becomes skin tight. You can see the features of the face mirroring the exact moment that the cuff had activated.
Huh.
And in that second, there is silence from both of them. A deeper silence than than them not speaking. As the figure turns back, as the deacon turns to you, it'll be good to know that your friends are safe at the temple.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you at this time to please help me escort these 2.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in full guard mode.
Yeah. The I'm not sure if he made himself known, but the figure named Dunley is important to, will be important to keep safe. We have reason to believe
Dunley
that
is speaking to us now.
Good. They were after him, so
we also have reason to believe there might be additional persons still in the city.
There will be much to be discussed back at the temple.
Okay.
Of course.
Please.
Your lead.
As he turns to the two guards, take them to the center. The last guard with the body, dispose of that. As he, sir. And that the deacon turns and leaves. The two guards then follow immediately behind, and one of them looking back to you almost in a checking to make sure that you are following.
Right there.
As we start walking away and actually are departing this place, I'll just message Duathi that the deacons have arrived and that we are accompanying them. So I'll chime in when I know where we're at.
Whereabouts am I? I got a.
As the party begins to walk from the waterways, Duathi,
What's my speed again?
very slow.
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
However,
Getting gas flick.
in the roughly 15 minutes, between 15 and 20 since you had left, you have made a good pace and you are well over the main city, the upper city of Venture. And looking down in your gaseous form, you can see the still mostly dry canals, but there are sections where it looks as though water is not flowing, but had been filled manually for some use. There are new pockets of still water now in the canals. But for the most part, life seems to be going as normal.
Okay. If possible, I would love to. I want to be careful with my meandering, and I want to be keeping an eye to the ground, just to make sure that no one is. If I sense anyone looking at me, I'll start drifting with a little bit more alacrity towards the house. But
Yeah.
I'd love to drift towards the temple and see if, because I'm not there, I'd love to double check and see that, if there's any activity happening out front, see if I can see Dunley and Cindy, see if I have, if I notice anything.
Sure. Drifting over by the temple, looking down with your eye that has been separated into 1,000 different particles. From here, you don't see any figures that you recognize, but it's the same as trying to spot a familiar face a long ways away. At this point, all of the people that you see look like moving dots. And you don't see any action that you would interpret as hasty or panicked. There's no rush of activity that is happening at the temple.
Okay. All right. As tempting as it is to go fly on a wall with stuff, I feel like just wandering into the temple this way is a bad idea. So I will, in that case, start to drift towards the house.
Okay.
But if you go out the temple chimney, then that means they chose a new pope.
That's how that works.
Yeah, I'll concentrate real hard. In that case, I'll probably respond to Aaron. I'm getting close to home. I'm over the temple. I don't really see much of anything happening, but I'm pretty high up. So I hope everything is okay.
Watch out for birds.
Okay.
As you look about and you see a sparrow kind of flying at the same pace, paying no mind to you.
Okay, well, as long as it's paying no mind to me. As soon as the sparrow notices me, move with alacrity. Hey, I'm onto your sparrow. And
As it cocks its head about and almost as if someone whispered something to it, but continues to just fly away.
let's see, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, this is a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it.
About how much longer do I think it'll take me to get to the house?
You figure you're a little less than halfway there.
Less than halfway there. I'm going to sit here for about another. Let's give myself a little bit of extra time. That'd be about 20 minutes. Let's sit here for about another 10 minutes just to see if I do see my friends come up to the temple. I just want to make sure they're, doing okay. And then once I see them, I'll scoot to the house.
Absolutely. As you sit there waiting to see your friends, time passes. I think about 10 minutes goes by and still haven't seen them.
Probably takes longer. Only got about 35 minutes left on this spell.
And just as you think, I should probably be leaving, you look down and you see an odd, not quite a parade, but a caravan of people led by a black-robed figure, 2 guards that are holding on to 2 figures, and 4 familiar forms. And the way that you know that they are familiar is the large mechanical beast that follows.
Damn it.
Well,
As you all have been making your way from the lower docks, you're somewhat accustomed now to the average person paying a little more attention to you, mainly that of Chauncey. Now, however, this air of feeling is more fear than awe. There's a degree of reverence to it, but now people step back as this escort of clearly dangerous people. Seeing a deacon, 2 guards, and the 4 of you, they're a combination of unsure faces, worry. Crossing the bridge was tedious and at the repairs. However, it does look as though they are coming along well. But you do make it past into the square of the Flow Forge, and at the end of that, you see the Temple of the Melos.
I get the weirdest sense of deja vu. Even though it's daytime now and we came upon the temple after the explosions at night, I can't help but feeling a tiny bit of nauseous sensation as I recall the sight of the piled bodies in the Flow Forge in that night.
yeah, I am last in the line, dragging my feet. I do not want to be here at all. Have contemplated going and joining Dwarfy a couple times if I didn't feel like I was going to get in trouble. But very not pleased.
Assuming that Aaron is standing next to me as we're walking behind. Even though we're next to each other, I'm going to think to you. Like, they're afraid of us now.
They're afraid of who's in our charge.
They're afraid of the Order, too.
think the public can tell between acts of aggression and those living under stress.
With the hoods on, we all look the same.
The Cardinal will sort everything out. It's his job to deal with the populace.
Yeah.
I know you left the city. I've been alive a bit longer than you.
You can say that again.
The Melos does take care of the people. I think this is a perfect example for them to demonstrate their ability for kindness and for encouragement, even though Melos Machina is far from here. Venture is important to them. I trust them to do this right.
I trust that the Melos will take care of us. But let's not forget that the Order protects the Melos, but is not the Melos.
Don't lose faith. I need you.
I just smile at him. Keep walking.
As you step up the stairs to the temple, you can see two more of these guard in the gold trim standing by the gates. Doors open, and you step in. The space is just as grand as before. However, immediately you notice a difference of guests within. Though before there were people in meditation and prayer, seem to have been replaced now with members of both the town guard and the guard with gold trim.
Do I recognize the guard that I saw at the Flow Forge? Or, not at the Flow Forge, when I was telling him to go to the Flow Forge.
Oh, immediately looking about, you do not see him, no. Though you had a few interactions with town guard, kind of hard to pick out any particular faces. As the doors open, the deacon passes through and steps to the side. The two other guards take the prisoners, and to the section where you recall once heading up towards the Cardinal's private chamber, they instead take the door next to it. Heading inside with the prisoners, the guards vanish and the door closes. And almost in time with the echoing of the closing door, you hear a voice call out, "My friends!" As you turn, you see Cindy running towards you.
Oh, you did so good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you're safe.
Are you all right then?
We're fine.
Yeah.
We are good enough.
Where's...
She's safe. She's safe.
Good.
And, Dunley,
He's fine. We both got here fine. It was a bit nerve-wracking, suddenly being able to see each other. But no, we made it here all right, and we came here and just immediately, I think we didn't yell, but spilled all of the information we could to anyone who would listen.
yeah. Well, you did good. How long were you invisible before it dropped?
Not very. I think we got, 4 blocks away.
It's far enough for us to lose sight of you, and hopefully that's the case for anybody else that was watching. Do you think you were followed?
Oh, I wasn't checking. I was running.
That is fair.
I figured
That is fair.
if I could get here, then nothing else would matter.
Yeah.
We'll take that as a win.
Do you know any of the names of the deacons who are kind of in charge here? Is there anybody who's made themselves known to be operating from here on out?
No, honestly, I was when we were brought in. The I think it was the cardinal was brought down, and they spoke with Dunley, and we told them of this, and it just immediately. I think as she looks over to the deacon that is standing by but watching all of this,
Sure.
says, he left.
And that was Deacon Veritas? Is that his name?
Vedis.
Vetus. Okay. Vetus. Okay. That's just for me to clarify. Well, best messenger we've ever hired.
Yeah. Definitely a raise, or at least, well, if we get out of here in time for dinner, it's on me tonight. Probably all the next nights. You've done quite a service.
Well, I mean, we'll see if about, getting out of here. No,
You're right.
I
Are
don't-
you free to go, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. At which point, the voice cuts in. Well, each of you are free to leave at any point, but I would like to speak as as Deacon Bettis steps forward. Your friend here, I think, does have the correct assumption of leaving may or may not be the safest of options.
Yeah.
I see.
Although, it looks as though you were each able to handle yourselves. It does sound as though more are out and about.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, the Cardinal is waiting upstairs.
Oh.
Of course.
After you.
After you, please.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sir.
I'll kind of. I know the route. About how much time left on our psychic link, GM? I don't want to lose sight of Delapi.
Probably got 30 to 45 minutes.
Long strider is down.
Actually, no, a little bit longer. An hour.
An hour? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll just hand on hilt. Just
Yeah. As you head up the stairs towards the Cardinal's chamber, Deacon Bettis following behind, you can hear conversation coming from the top. 3 voices. You hear Dunley. A voice that you recognize, but you can't quite put a face to it. And for those of you who met the Cardinal, sounds like the Cardinal, Karan. And as you come up to the top of the stairs, Dunley is stepping out and looks, bowing his head, and turns. Oh. And seems to be sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place of either stairs that are now filled with you and the Cardinal's chamber.
Been a long few days, but you've done well, Dunley.
Right,
We'll squeeze around you.
as it pushes up against the wall. Glad you all were safe.
You too.
you as well.
Thank you.
Go rest.
I will.
Yeah. Well,
As he pushes himself into a corner and lets you all pass. The deacon, stopping, gestures towards Dunley, turns and heads back downstairs, taking Dunley with him.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll walk towards the door and
Sorry,
Like-
above table,
or-
do we see who the other person was?
Yeah. So at this point, to
Yeah.
get past Dunley, you've entered
We're-
into.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you're in the chamber. It was tight
Great.
quarters. Stepping into the chamber, Remind me, who all had been here and seen the cardinals? The two of you,
Those- yeah.
right?
This is
Eh,
Andy and Finn's first
I
time.
was also there, but
Yeah.
And you're smoke.
You're the new pope.
hopefully I'm home.
Everybody gets 4 meals a day.
Yay!
Aaron and Aiken, you see the cardinal, who seems to have a little more pep in his step. When last you saw, seemed overly exhausted and tired, but now seems to have more energy and almost looks mildly younger.
Can I insight check that?
There's nothing to insight. It's just an observation.
Okay.
Um,
How do I feel?
who is speaking to whom you all recognize from the party as Sir Janizet.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
As you enter in, both heads turn, and you see Cardinal Karan begin to say something before Sir Janizet. Oh well, look who it is.
Yes.
Take it your travel plans were relayed.
You take it correctly.
It is.
Do you seem to already know each other?
Our acquaintances have been met here in Venture, yes.
Briefly.
Well, and also, I too was not expecting to see you again.
Yeah. I don't think we expected to be back ever, if not so soon.
What was Lord Genesis' rap again? He was just a wealthy lord?
No,
Yeah.
he's
Well-
the guard, the
and
captain of the guard from
Saros Maynard.
Oh!
But it doesn't
He's the
seem
Nepo
like
baby.
he
That
earned
kid.
it.
Okay,
Exactly.
sorry. I was
Yeah.
picturing the
Clean
drunk
sword.
guy that you
No,
did.
no, no.
Okay.
Flame.
Yes, now I know.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Captain Clean Sword.
Okay, cool.
I did not say that
And
out
he-
loud. That was
he-
above table.
He
Yeah.
got to leave early.
Yeah.
'cause
With
he's special.
with okay, it's all
He
coming
didn't
Yeah.
have to sleep there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll kind of connect the dots that they seem to know the Cardinal seems to know them, and now we're the only odd ones out, and I'll kind of look at Andy and, where are my manners? Vindu Morgan, Lord Keeper. I'll extend a hand to shake the Cardinals.
As
Thank
the
you for
Cardinal
the
extends his hand
audience.
out. It is less of a handshake and more of a touching of the hands.
You're supposed to like take it and kiss it, kind of thing. Okay.
A pleasure and welcome. When I asked to speak with those who had faced off against these cultists, and well, I did, as I said, I did not expect for it to be the two of you again.
Well, it seems like we can't help but unravel the ties that we have found ourselves entangled in. And in tugging at one of those threads, we found Dunley, and they found us.
This isn't the first time we've run in with their group. It is the first time we've had living suspects left after.
I think there is much to their operation that you might not be privy to yet, Cardinal Karan, but we'd be happy to debrief you on everything that we've encountered. Sir Janizet, will you be listening in as well?
Oh, I will be here for quite a bit of this.
Okay.
Yep, this is. Well, I too will be excited to hear what you have. As the Cardinal looks, I suppose this has something to do with what you were trying to tell me last time.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat. Is the door shut to the chambers? Like, are we in suspected full privacy?
It is open, but they seem to be speaking
Okay.
without reserve.
I had my suspicions about this group's operations within the city earlier, but I could not officially say anything. But now that I have seen them in the streets, yeah, some suspicions are confirmed. So,
Well, your secrecy and your well, wariness makes far more sense now. If you would give us just but one moment. Ah, perfect. As he looks over, you see Deacon Bettis stepping in and closing the door behind him.
Mm.
Well, if there is to be an update to all of this, I suppose now would be the time. Please allow me to introduce Deacon Vettis. He is the head of the deacons who are looking over the city for us. As well as you seem to know, Sir Janizet, captain of the guard, who is overseeing the local guard here while the lockdown is enacted. He is kind enough to have enlisted his service for us.
His service may be needed. For one, and you can see from one of the folks that we brought back, they're wearing a suit of town guard armor, whether it's a disguise or they were actually a disgruntled town guard. Should be investigated.
So you say you have encountered these before? Please, at this point, your companion has spoken to me and to Sir Janizet here of, well, their understanding of this. You see the words almost hurt him to say, cult that has embedded itself within our walls.
Just so we're not retreading familiar ground, Sir Jennison, have you relayed the events that happened to our mutual acquaintance on her travel from Gladen?
Oh,
Had you heard?
No.
Right. Well, that was our first run-in with these cultists. At least, so we thought. We were traveling on the boat with Lady Elaine, and the boat was apprehended, or turns out...
accosted by members traveling in disguise.
Right, two dwarves, so we thought nothing of them until, Lady Elaine woke up screaming and covered in blood, and we pursued them off the boat into a set of ruins, and, well, that's when we found out that they're hard to take alive.
I see. So, as Sir Janizet looks to the Cardinal, perhaps that it's spread beyond even just Venture. It looks as though they probably is a problem for the greater frontier.
Well,
They were at least traveling from Gladen to Venture.
we're not sure what they wanted with Lady Elaine, but, this time around, we did apprehend them. We were able to pry the teeth, or my companions here were able to pry their acidic teeth. So
I'm
we
sorry.
could ask some questions.
Acidic teeth.
I'll
They have
pull
a-
one out, put it on the desk.
A
Be careful.
mechanism that they have implanted that, when bitten down, kills them.
As Sir Janizet looks at the tooth on the table, it doesn't get any closer to it.
Good.
Interesting.
This time, we were able to ask some questions, and, I mean, they're never cooperative. But they seem to indicate, at least they believe, that their order, or organization, or cult, whatever it is, it's in the major cities as well. Everywhere.
They say, we're your friends and family, the guard, the florist, whoever. So they're in deep.
Well, as the Cardinal speaks up, people of this nature tend to want to embed themselves not simply in a community, but within the minds of the people. So, the reason we're asking to hear your encounters is, it does appear as though this is the organization that is responsible for the attack on the city. Would you agree?
Yes.
Definitely.
That was our other encounter with them,
Yeah.
the night of the attack.
The second time.
We know pretty much certainly that.
Well, your friend, Mr. Dunley, was shaken, but was able to provide us with a list of names.
Good.
Though, of course, the people within the city that we lost during the fires, it will take a while to check in on each of them. More importantly, however, he was able to provide us with options for addresses. Vedis, would you, as the deacon steps forward, yes, he was able to provide us with 3 addresses of the, as he put it, the places in which his gatherings were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those would be far easier to check in on. Wouldn't you agree, Sir Janizit? Yes, I think that it would be far simpler to go a knocking, so to speak.
I kind of look to Icon and to Aaron, and like knowing I am well out of my element here, and hoping that they'll kind of.
Sorry, is this? I got you. Does this feel like a leading set of instructions?
I don't know, does it?
Can I insight check to see if like are we supposed to take this bait, or are we supposed to, or is this like still part of a conversation?
you can give me an insight
Sure.
check.
Okay.
Those locations would be wise to be looked at.
But if I may, and I'm certainly not the expert in the room here, but they were waiting for Dunley to turn up. They explicitly said they were tying up loose ends before they left this
Yeah.
plane.
They were looking at him, or looking for him, so I suspect that, although it's always worth checking, I don't think they would be in any place that they know Dunley knows.
Well, I'm also concerned that you go knocking down doors, you're going to smoke them out, and smoke them out of hiding. There is leverage if they don't know how much we know. But I'm just a law keeper, so.
What was your insight check?
15.
15. You get the sense that they don't seem to be trying to coax anything out of you, but this
Okay.
this feels very much like a almost like throwing ideas back and forth
Okay.
of a strategic meeting of
Okay.
what to do next.
Gotcha. So more literal planning and less like, well,
You know what you should do for us.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't feel like that.
I was
at
trying
all.
to
It would
like,
be a shame if
They're-
this didn't happen.
They
Yeah.
seem to be
Okay.
connecting dots
Okay, cool.
and using you as a source of information
Sure.
for additional thoughts.
okay, cool.
As Finn, you say this, the cardinal looks to the deacon, who gives a nod and looks back. That is sound advice. Did they say how many remained in the city?
Their answers were overblown.
Yeah,
They're
not
trying to instill fear in, even though they know they're caught. Could be a dozen, could be more.
Although I know there are some that have disappeared, and some that are still around, like, sorry, now I'm trying to recall that one, name up from the Skytram.
Oh,
Caston.
yeah.
Caston seems to still be MIA, or at least not showing up to work as he used to work at the Skytram.
Yes, he was one of the names listed.
But Rosalind seems to still be around, as Cindy spoke to her very recently.
It sounds like she runs a fruit cart in the open market. Could still be even open at this moment.
So
Let's see.
some are still out as if nothing happened, and some have either hidden away or didn't make it or sacrificed themselves for their cause.
We know of the 2 that were on the river, the 2 or 3 that we fought in the alley on the way to the Flow Forge, however many bodies were in there, and then the 3 we apprehended, well, 2 we apprehended and the other perished. I'm not sure there's a way to know the exact count.
No.
We do know at least one got away.
How so?
The man claiming to be their leader, actually. On the night of the attack, we ran into a small gang of them in the streets, as like I said, and then thought it would be wise to check out the Flow Forge and make sure there wasn't any major damage to the city. Unfortunately, there was, but we made it under the forge, where Andy, how do you describe it, the trees that are filters?
Erin and
or-
I went to the source of the forge to try to figure out why the water wasn't flowing, and
He is the reason for the trees as they are.
yes, he was down there, as well as other members who were sacrificing themselves for some sort of I don't know,
It was chaos.
spell,
Some ritual
Ritual.
that seemed to
Kill the trees?
kill the
bring some
trees.
detriment to the city itself, it would appear.
So we
you-
both spoke with
Very much, actually, of the damage that was done to the city. That is perhaps the longest lasting. The pumps of the Southern Flow Forge will be rebuilt in time, but the filtering trees beneath the Flow Forge, those are lost, and that is... Adventure will not so easily recover from that.
Can they be rejuvenated or regrown?
They are dead.
I can't claim to have any understanding of the impact this has on your city, but I believe I made it down just in time to see this man escape through one of the dead trees down there.
You'd see his eyes widen.
I don't know if he could use it to get back into the city, but unless it's a matter of great import to keep those trees there for the next generation, you might want to have them excised.
Deacon, as you see a moment of necessity as he looks to the deacon, who he quickly nods and turns and heads downstairs.
Wait, can I call back to the deacon?
Yeah.
Deacon, before you go, I think
As then the cardinal steps in. He will return. We must convey this as soon as possible. If this
understood.
figure is able to return into the city
Okay.
by the trees.
Okay.
They did say as we were waiting for you to send help, they're done here. They've made their mark, so to speak. I don't think we should take that as face value.
No.
You can't trust someone who's so willing to die. But the roads that lead from here to Saros Manor should be looked at closely.
Have you any more insight to give? Yes, do you have anything? This is fascinating.
We do, unfortunately. I can't say it gets better from here. We have reason to believe that this organization is, at least they believe they are doing this at the whim of the Deceivers. We've heard direct mention of both Mother of Decay and I believe the Whispering One? No, above book table? Dark Beacon and Mother of Decay.
Thank you for that. Well then, with that, Deacon Venice returns and closes the door. It will be done, sir. Very good, very good. Well, we have a bit to discuss then. I think you have brought up an excellent point of waiting to not show our hand. However, there is also the safety of the city to be considered.
Well, and unfortunately, Big Hand was played today. We were marched through the city along with 2 of those cult members by you and your men. There were watchful eyes. If they have penetrated the townsfolk, I think,
I think they know.
yeah. But
As the deacon steps forward, Cardinal, if I may. The secret is out. The list of names is far fewer than it appears they would like for us to think. And that is the case. There shouldn't be many left within the city. It is less of a flushing out, but more of a pruning of all that remains. I think that that is of my mind as well. Do you have the manpower to do it? Well, I have enough to cover 2. As Deacon Bettis then turns to look towards Lord Janizet, or Sir Janizet. And of course, you have me at your disposal as well. My guard can take the 3rd. Good then. Well, the Cardinal, I think that would be it then.
If I could offer one additional piece of information for you in this, I think it's important for you to know the identity of the man who calls himself their leader, so that you could send warning and word to Saros Manor and even as far as Orich or
Merrick Knock.
Yeah, that one. And Mirk Noctil. I know Spring Talons are quick, but if you have any other arcane ways of sending messages quickly, his name is Corin Mal. And his image looks just like this. And I'm going to cast Disguise Self so that they can get a full-on visual image of his face and his persona and his energy, and you'll see the pendant kind of just flush green and blue as the spell goes over me.
As you casting the spell, the three of you, what are your passive insights?
Insight,
Mhm.
16.
It's not as
15.
bad as my passive perception. 15.
15. And passive perceptions?
19.
I was wrong. It's the same. 15. It's
15?
my investigation.
13 is
13.
perception.
Um,
My investigation is also good.
all of you notice that upon hearing the name Koran Mall, Karan, his demeanor drops for a moment. He doesn't seem to react to seeing the image, but the three at the table now taking this in.
Mm-hmm.
Ike, and you hear him whisper under his breath, "Ill Shepherd."
What does that mean?
Seemed to have almost said it to himself.
Sorry. That's the second time I've heard something like that. The ill shepherd.
We'll drop the image.
Is a loose translation.
Yes.
My apologies. That is. It hurts to hear a name of which you have taken yourself.
Our apologies for casting that name upon your ears.
It's also hurts to speak of the deceivers here in the temple.
Does.
He seemed to indicate he saw this cult as his flock, in service of the Mother of Decay specifically.
Thank you all for your time. I believe the three of us have much that we need to discuss. If you would be so kind as to stay within the temple, I assure you it is currently one of the most well-guarded places in the city. You will be safe here.
Are Dunley and Cindy staying here for the time being?
We have given them the same invitation.
Okay. There's a place for them to stay here.
There is the temple itself. We do not have many lodgings other than that of the clerics.
Okay.
I hope that it shouldn't come to that.
I just worry about them going back out in the open when the people after them know that they're out.
We will talk in a moment.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
As they're finishing up this conversation, can I just quickly ping Duathi? Had a meeting with the Cardinal. We might not be returning to the safe house. You should come to the temple, I think. It's safer for you here, it sounds like.
Oh, that face though.
Oh, where am I? I'm probably in the house at this. I've made it to the house, I'm sure.
At this point, you are somewhere between the house and the oh no, the inn where you all stayed.
Oh, the tired
the
tinker.
tired
Tinker,
tinker.
thank you.
Yes,
It's
yes.
been so
Okay.
long.
I know.
I'm just proud that I'm remembering things.
You have passed over the tired tinker. You see its copper sort of dome glistening in the light, but that is now behind you, and you are about halfway between the two. You can see the safe house from here.
What do you mean you're not going to be coming back to the house? The house is safe.
After a meeting with the Cardinal, it seems important that we're all around and available for questioning or for overall safety. If they can track down Dunley, anybody remaining could track us down as well.
Well,
Plus, I can't let you into the house if I'm here and you're there.
I can get into the house.
She's gas.
Don't worry about me. Besides, there's nothing that I can tell them that you can't tell them, and There's nothing I know.
I hate to have you think of you on the street by yourself, Dwarfy.
Well, I won't be on the street. I'll be in the house. Uh, if it gets late, I'll try and come by.
Okay. Stay safe.
I will.
I'll just kind of turn around, like try and like hide the fear in my face at the thought of Dwarfy alone outside the temple.
At this point, you've reached the bottom of the stairs. You're back on the main floor of the temple. At which point you see Cindy and Dunley sitting on a bench on the opposite wall. And Cindy stands, but Dunley stays seated but looks up at you, and smile on his face. As Cindy approaches, meeting with a cardinal.
Right, and
That's big.
And we are all walking out of here free. Relatively, I don't think a lot of people have that privilege, so, yeah, something to be proud of. Oh, I mean, I assume if you are meeting with a cardinal and a deacon, it's because you're in big trouble, usually. Unless you're one of those, fancy pants, but,
I mean, I think this might be one of the first times that's happening, because I don't ever remember having deacons in the town before.
Strange times.
Scary times, but at least it's all going to be better now, right?
Are you,
Strangely, yes. I for a while, keep your eyes about you. But I'm pretty sure they're done here. For now.
As Dunley said, well, I really hope they're done soon, because it's not done yet, but it sounds like they'll be finished soon.
Yeah, I made a point to the cardinal that we want to make sure that you're safe.
I feel much safer here.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you have a safe place to stay.
Oh, sure. No, they've made it perfectly clear.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in the temple, so
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Did they I don't know. Did they say what they were going to do?
In so many words, they'll take care of it between the deacons and the guards. They have a plan cooking, so
All right.
but they only have a plan because of you.
yeah.
Because of the info you brought them, the names you brought them.
Okay.
You did an amazing job, both of you.
Thanks.
You know, it's funny, I was thinking on the walk up here, how easy it is sometimes to confuse cowardice and heroism. You hid in the hole for 2 days, and many people would see that as an act of cowardice, but you are the town's hero today. And those scum in the streets, they act like they're the heroes, reigning in a new age and willing to die for their cause. But they're just cowards, running.
In the end, you kept yourself safe so you could help others.
I mean, I'll be honest. At the time, I think I was just thinking about myself.
I know, but
Sometimes
In-
that's enough.
yeah.
Okay.
And lots of people thinking about themselves ended up on the other side of all of this, at those parties. So, it takes courage to walk away.
Right.
If you'll excuse me. And I'm just gonna walk to the statue of the Song Bearer and find the nearest seat. and sit for the first time in what feels like a day.
Sure.
Does it seem like Dunley and Cindy are in a chatty mood, or more just exhausted, wiped, would rather just be left alone?
They are somewhat kind of between the two. They're willing to talk. They're not trying to shut down any conversation, but they've definitely been through a lot.
I'll actually also follow Aiken, but not necessarily to encroach on his thing, but I just need to be away. Just kind of sit down and put my head in my hands and I don't know.
As Andy's walking away, I'll cast a message and just say, you did good too, partner. We did good here. Be proud.
Thanks. I'm just sad.
Sad is one of the many emotions I'm going through. Val's gonna have a great time sorting all this out. I'm just gonna sit with Cindy and Dunley
That's
if they
fine.
want company, but I'll come join you if they don't.
Okay.
At which point you hear footsteps coming down, and you see Sir Janizet come to the bottom of the stairs. Well then, I suppose, which one of you is the, I don't know, captain, the...
I think you're the captain.
To whom should I be addressing, I suppose?
He needs structure.
Finn,
If I was there, I'd just point at
That's what I just, literally what I just did.
Well then.
I guess that singles me out, Janizet. What do you need of me?
Thank you very much. Your insight has been quite helpful. But from one fellow guardsman to a vigilante, your information has given us the means to formulate a plan, and it should be taken care of by the end of the day, with any luck. So,
I wish you and your men luck. Don't take anything for granted. Their methods can turn on a dime, and they are lethal.
I assumed as much. I would not be taking anything for granted, and thank you for the luck. This is going to be my. I'm excited to lead the charge, so to speak.
Hope to see you in the morning.
I have a word.
By all means. Finn, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course, Captain.
I'll just kind of look for a small alcove,
Name unlocked.
preferably closer to a window as opposed to like an interior wall.
Sure.
Just
Yeah, all of the there are a couple by the main gate alcoves to the side that have large stained glass. They seem to be solitary, not hidden spaces, but private enough for the purposes. I was hoping I could get some advice.
How so?
Well,
From calling him a vigilante to asking for advice.
so there are enough deacons, as you may have overheard, to go after. Well, the deacons are going to be handling two of these houses of interest, so to speak, and I am to take my guard and go to the third. I'm simply wondering what I might be encountering, as you seem to have a lot of first-hand experience with them.
It's a assortment of talents. Some of their members are magic practitioners. Some are skilled with blades. Some are capable of ambushing you from the shadows.
As
In a-
in jumping out from the shadows.
As in using them to their advantage faster than you can think about where the candlelight is coming from.
All right. So, sorry, continue, please.
If they feel they are backed into a corner, they're useless to you because they will not give you the satisfaction of taking them away alive.
That's perfectly fine. I'm planning on dispatching anyone that I should find. More so, I'm asking purely from a tactical means, if there's anything that, from what I have seen of the city and what or happen to the city, and from, frankly, what I've been hearing in these conversations, I would just like to know a little bit more about what me and my men, I suppose, yes, what my squad will be facing.
Your weapons, your blades might not be enough. You need to secure yourself with magical gifts as well, I think. There are...
Hypothetically, if blades were all that we had.
Then fast and hard. Catch them off guard. You might be able to overwhelm them with technical skill and a quick, precise attack.
So,
Guys don't know which one the shittiest
tactically.
focus is.
Between you and me, you seem like you seem like somebody that I can speak to frankly about this. You,
Someone with blood on the blade.
if I were simply in charge of a small detachment of city guard,
Do I get the sense that he's never led a raid before?
give me an insight check.
Yeah, like, what the heck? I've told him so many things!
RJ, when you let him
What do
away,
you
were you
want?
purposely trying to break line of sight from where we were sitting, or?
I wouldn't think so. I imagine we're in a big open chamber, so I would want to keep people like within eyesight.
This whole time I would have been watching and like kind of just like a smirk or like amused grin on my face as I'm imagining what they're saying. But is it possible like an inside check to pick up on some of the body language?
Sure, yeah, give me an insight check.
That's a 9. I'm gonna bolster this with some knack, some side bolstered knack. That is gonna be an 11.
11. You aren't sure. You.
You roll a
You get
10.
real bad.
Oh, baby.
Poor guy.
Got a 1.
Oh.
Baby's
Good
first
for
job.
you.
He
I don't feel
is-
bad for him.
No, I really
He-
don't.
Is doing his best
He's doing his best.
to
Period.
hide a deep, deep amount of fear.
Okay. Okay.
I rolled an 18.
An 18.
Yeah.
You do see at this point in the conversation, it's got Janizit has leaned in and seems to be. You aren't sure if it is time for like important secrets, but it does seem to have, on his end, gotten not tense but intense.
Janizit, before I can aid you or offer any additional advice, I think knowledge of the structure needs to know first. Do you happen to know if this is a private dwelling? Is this a business that you are entering?
was going to be finding that out when I got there.
Okay.
So at this point, I have an address. I have, and again, detachment of guards, and myself, and I, when faced with the lack of a full amount of people to be able to hit all angles at all sides, I offered my services in this, and I simply want to go in as best prepared as I can, and I would like to make sure that I come back out.
I think it would be wise to scout your location before you send your full retinue, and then come up with look for points of entry first, and then possibly assess how many individuals you would be apprehending so that you know where to send your full strength, whether it's the front, the rear, the secondary stories, or any type of rooftop escapes. Do you need assistance in this matter, Captain?
Give me an insight check.
7.
You can see he, there's a moment where he relaxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, listen, I wouldn't think to impose. You've already done, you and your companions have already done so much for the city, and, but you do seem to have more knowledge, and quite frankly, if you are saying that it would be wise to scout, know what I'm getting into, what, now that you bring it up, what better to,
Oh, now that you
to
say
have
that.
than to, people with first-hand knowledge there.
Great idea.
You know what?
I will let
I'm
out
so
the
sorry.
biggest sigh, the biggest old man sigh that I have ever uttered.
I would not dare to have you come inside. Simply, if you would care to be a part of this the scouting party, then my guard and I will take it from there.
It's something I need to consider. It is in my best interest that the captain of the guard from Melos Machina returns in one piece. Give me an hour to think it over.
I can give you 20 minutes. I have been told that the guard and my detachment of the guard is to leave within that time. But by all means, take your time to think it over.
Just need a moment, because this is work now.
You know what? You are completely right.
20 minutes.
Money,
I'll give you my answer.
And all of the information that you have been able to provide is already perfectly invaluable, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you for what you have done and for your contribution to the city. And that he gives you a nod
I was
and
kind
turns.
of, I was kind of mirror him in like the, in a respectful like officer to officer way. But then as soon as he turns, oh, the biggest upside down frown on my face.
And he turns and he walks out outside of the temple.
Okay.
Raise my eyebrows right at you from
Grump.
all the way across
Uh-huh.
the temple.
Serious Aaron. One Aaron not serious. Serious Aaron.
I will head over to Finn. Because I kind of see that you two need some private time.
From my perspective, it looked like either he was asking for some help or for your hand in courtship. Either way, he seemed disappointed at the end, so I take it was the former.
His youth is showing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not one to talk, but even I can see it.
Between you and me, Finn, he's in over his head, and you and I both know that this an unsuccessful attempt at apprehending the remainder of this cultist could be detrimental to the continuation of the city. He wants aid in at least scouting out the property that he's to raid.
Look, based on the way he was just shooting in the dark upstairs, looking for validation anytime he threw out a suggestion on what we should do. I don't think you and I are the only ones picking up on it. That said, this could be to our advantage. He was planning to travel to Ceros Mena, same route we want to go. If we were to aid him.
It is a bargain we could strike. Are you feeling well enough to take a walk?
A walk? Yes. So anything more than that? I mean, yes, but what are you getting at here?
I'm not gonna ask anybody to offer their services in ways that they're not prepared to handle today. But
What is he asking?
at first, scout, gather information, observe for a moment so that they can head in more prepared than they currently are. Simple, rudimentary surveillance.
Right.
It needs to be soon. He intends to depart within the next 15 minutes.
What time of day is it by now?
You're looking at after the noon sun, so still plenty of time left in the day, but it is the latter half of the day.
Right. Did you mention how they seem to rely on dim light and shadow to use
I
some of
did.
the powers?
I did.
Why is he attacking at night? Or is this just the scouting?
This is a simple scout mission. It sounds like they intend to converge on all 3 properties before sunfall, or sometime very soon.
Well, I can't say I have any allegiance to that man. In fact, I have very mixed feelings about him because if my father had his druthers, I'd be a lot more like him than I am now. So, that said, it's hard not to empathize. Hard to watch somebody naive walk into a situation they are very clearly in over their heads in and not want to help.
Wait, so do I have you?
I mean, sure. I mean, we've come this far, right? And if we can at least help make sure that instance of any stragglers are rooted out, because I certainly don't trust that man.
Okay.
But in terms of helping out a person who's in over their head without even knowing it, that's what you all did. That's what Icon and Dorothy did. That's what Andy's been for me as well. And I think if we bring this to them, they'll do everything they can. Especially since we all seem to want to get back to Ceros Mena.
I agree. I think this is an avenue I didn't even consider in the moment, so thank you for that.
So are you like his boss now, or?
On technicality, perhaps.
Well,
More like a consultant.
As a consultant to the consultant, I've been gathering information this whole time, and I have this very handy tool for generating a very quick but thorough report of everything relevant. Do you think that would be something of interest or helpful to Lord Genesis?
I think if we can provide him a playbook and that he can follow word by word, he would appreciate that. Use small words.
But not the shorthand.
He's
right? That's
dumb.
way too complicated.
I like it when Aaron's sassy with someone else.
No, I think we can. I know we can manage here, and maybe it's helpful to the deacon and his units as well.
If it's anything, I'd rather the deacon be asking for help. That seems like fun.
You know what I've been thinking about since that fight broke out?
Hmm.
We should have bought that orb of light from Lark Calder's shop. That daylight. Definitely helpful. Value went way up here.
Before we leave, we might need to spend some money.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to converse with the others, but keep your ears perked.
Okay. It'll only take me about a minute to generate this, so you can wait or I can catch up with you after. Or if you want to go let Jamison know we're in, we have information coming, and there's a magic shop we'd very much like him to take us by.
Magic shop. Just stay close. Keep within earshot.
Money, daddy.
I'm gonna get some tricks from the magic shop.
As Aaron walks off, I'll kind of just scan the crowd, and Icon and Andy kind of still where they'd.
Oh, I'm still right.
Oh,
in
yeah.
front. Yeah.
I'll nudge whichever Cindy or Dudley I'm kind of sitting next to and be like, you want to see something kind of neat?
And Cindy, sure.
Watch this. And I'll bring Pal out into my lap, and all right, so we need to write a report, right? And I could, going through all this information here, take days, or at least hours, right? Well, not when you have one of these handy-dandy, law-keeper
Notebooks.
sanctioned notebooks.
And as Finn begins to show off how
Sanctioned.
His handy dandy notebook.
Oh, sweet Finn.
I don't want to take too much time with it, but I think one by one, I'll go to each of you and kind of just give you the same rundown. And
take your time, do it.
I'll go to Andy first.
Hi.
Once again, we are being asked to do more than we're capable of, Andy.
Of course we are.
It would seem Lord Janizet needs assistance in his portion of this evening's time.
I'll say as the conversation was filled in.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll just ask simply, do you want in or do you want to stay? That's all I want to know.
As much as I'd like to take more of those guys down, I'm pretty run down mentally and physically right now. So I think I'm
Understandable.
out.
Understandable. You're safe here.
Also, I'm not. I'm pretty conspicuous, so.
Yes, perhaps a smaller retinue is more fitting
Yeah.
for this, but
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I'll walk over to Aiken.
And you just kind of see like red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not supposed to bother someone when they're praying.
I would never interrupt you.
What do you need?
It's not what I need. But it's what's being asked of us again. Lord Janizet needs aid, it would seem, and
Of course
his
he does.
inexperience is in full color.
That man. I'm in a holy place. I should think holy thoughts. I don't want another group of guards dead. I'll come. I don't.
You can say no.
I can say no. But I shouldn't. And I'll lay on hands. 11 points of healing.
I think it's important, that we stick to simple measures this time around. We are not. I'll kind of pull you in real close. We are not the strike force. We are surveillance. We are the first set of eyes and ears to make sure that no one else suffers at their hands. And I'm going to stick to that. I promise you.
Your surveillance. I'm moral support. I can't be too close. And I'll just kind of jingle, 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 jingle.
Very
But I can
well.
get us there quietly.
Okay.
I can still.
Mhm.
Yes, I can.
Steady yourself then. I think we ought to depart soon.
All right. I'll get up and...
Okay.
Let's keep some people alive.
Okay. I'll gesture to Finn. Rally the troops. And if Janizet is within eyesight by the door.
He has left the temple.
It's right, he's left the temple. Yeah.
Jen is left.
All right. I'll kind of just.
I need just a minute.
Take. Yeah.
Do you know where we're going?
Janizet has the address. So I personally don't know, but there's a retinue of guards going as well.
I noticed Andy didn't get up.
No, she needs this time more than she needs anything else. So.
Good for her. I just need to go check in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch up, or the
Me
links,
just-
the
I-
links dropped now, right?
I would think so.
Probably on the last trail edges of it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a few more minutes of it if
Okay.
you want.
By the way, your safe house is warded from the outside?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Just, in case you can't get a hold of Duarte. Anyway, I'll be quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of peel off, and as I approach from behind, I'll hesitate for a second, unsure whether to like.
My head is in my hands, and I just go, "Hi."
And you just feel my hand on your shoulder, and then you sit down softly next to you. I take it there and talk to you.
Yeah.
I take it you're not going.
No, I'm pretty spent, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you're staying.
Thanks.
I'm sad to be losing my partner, but this is not low-keeper business. This is personal for me.
Yeah. No, you should go.
And you've been through so much already. I need to ask something. And I know how you feel about this, and trust me, this is only a contingency plan. But if everything goes as worse as it can, I'd rather take a few more of them out with me than let them go.
I'll go into my pack, take out the bag of holding.
I've still got a little bit of magic in pal.
I swear.
I know. Look, if I'm using it, I'm dead already, so you have nothing to worry about, I guess.
I will find a way to kill you again.
Now that's something I hope for. I'll kind of gingerly take the box and reluctantly strap it to myself. I appreciate that you care.
Of course I do.
It's a new feeling for me.
Just be careful. I know you will, but
I will certainly try.
stay close to Aiken and don't do anything stupid.
Thank God it's not just me and other me. Oh man.
I wish I could just go back to the house.
Well, a lot of the gods are heading out right about now.
I don't know, after being paraded out with everyone, I would rather not walk back on my own. As
What
I
if,
said to Erin, I'm fairly recognizable.
What if you had an escort a good part of the way? You know, a bunch of guards, a bunch of former guards, and a low keeper?
I mean,
You could peel off.
if you're going in that direction.
I have no idea where we're going.
It's worth a try.
I'm sure Dwarfi would appreciate the company.
Yeah, I just don't want her to be alone, and I don't want to sit here by myself.
Well, there are those two. I gesture back to Cindy and Dunley.
Yeah, and they're
The
very
mood's picked up.
sweet, but I'm not in the mood to comfort them right now.
Yeah. I was trying to entertain, not my strong suit.
No, it's really not.
Well, I can go try to figure out where we're going. And
Okay.
I can send you a message if
Yeah,
you
let
stay
me
close
know.
enough. And
Otherwise, I'll just be here.
I will see you very soon. Whether here or at the house.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm just sad.
I think I'm still in shock. Sadness is tomorrow, probably. You should be proud.
Thank you.
I'm proud to be your partner.
I see.
I'll try not to do anything too dumb,
Please.
but I'm with those two, so I can only promise so much.
I know.
I'll give you a shout. Just
Don't let
just a
Erin
minute.
do anything stupid either.
Oh, you know that's not within my power. Even with this thing, tap the box. But I'll try.
Okay.
Maybe me and Igan together.
Okay.
Besides, he's got a captain of a whole city guard to impress, so. And you just feel the hand lift off your shoulder, and like the chuckling fades as I walk away, leaving it on a high note and not a goodbye. And a bolt for where I saw Aaron head out the building, or the direction I saw Aaron go.
Sure.
All right. Out the door. Try and locate Jansit.
Stepping outside, you see, heading from around the other side of the temple, now in a very similar half plate that the rest of the guard carries, but a more ornate sword at his side. Sir Janizit seems to have donned more official armor.
Okay.
How many are we as a group?
You see Janizit as well as 4 other guards.
Okay. I'll gather us trio,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be like, Sir Janizit, may I have a word with the team before we go? It's to bolster us, not to take any light from you.
No, of course. Well, if you don't mind, I would like to check in and see how we have. I assume, actually, based on this, are you simply wanting to, wish us good luck, or is this?
You
Sorry.
have us 3 at your disposal for this mission of yours.
As
Wonderful.
well as all of my field research, and I've taken the liberty of preparing you a briefing on what we may expect here.
Fantastic.
So,
Well, that will be very useful. We'll go over that on the walk over. It appears as though we are heading towards the southwestern section of the wall.
as soon as I hear that, any world where I'm within 100 feet of Andy still,
Yeah.
just a message right back to Andy. Southwestern section of the wall. I think that takes us a little out of the way, but at least it'll get you out of the temple if you want to go.
You were thinking for
The safe
house?
Yeah.
So
Like,
essentially,
at what point would we peel off from each other there?
if you're heading southwest If you think of it on a compass, the safe house would be west-southwest,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
Oh.
you're
Just
heading
a little
southwest.
further then. And the temple is like on the east. Is that right?
Uh,
Or
temple
more
is in the
center?
eastern, like
Okay.
the southeastern side.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least we can get you most of the way there.
Okay.
Um,
I'll meet them outside.
maybe check on Cindy and.
Oh yeah, I'll say bye to them first. I'll go up to them and just say, "Hey guys, we're headed out, but
Wait.
you're you're staying
Oh,
here
we're gonna
tonight."
I think we're gonna wait and see what the what
Okay.
happens. We've been told that things might be okay by the end of the day.
Sure.
We're probably gonna stay tonight.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Just I wanna go back to the house we're staying at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Dunley the home you're staying at? Is that going to be safe there?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
We'll be okay. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you all aren't going back somewhere without some sort of protection.
I think we're going to be all right.
Okay. Good. We'll find a way to check in on you all tomorrow.
Sure. Thanks again.
Of course. You both really summoned up some incredible strength today, so it's really incredible what you did. You should be proud.
Thanks.
Yeah, be safe, and we'll either, I don't know, meet you back here or find you.
Sure. Well,
Okay.
have a good night then.
Thank you. And I'll go meet them outside.
As you are stepping out. So we are heading towards a house in the southwestern district. It looks as though, of the three, we should have the easiest time. Well, I believe I know the way. Is this? Sorry, what was?
just one moment. And I'll look to everyone.
No, but your name. What was your name again?
Oh, God. It's Icon. Sorry.
Right.
I'm used to giving my name to people I shouldn't be. And I guess it didn't come up at the party, or you didn't remember. It's fine. Said without judgment.
Well, is this something that you can we can say along the road because we need to be on
As
our
long
way.
as everyone stays close.
Fantastic. Well, in that case, men, let's do it. As he turns and heads off.
As we walk, I will say, they may lurk in the shadows, but let us be the silence between notes. And I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone here, as long as they stay within 30 feet of me. And then
I
plus
like
10
that.
to
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Dexterity,
Oh.
stealth checks, and leave no tracks.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
Excellent.
And it is concentration.
Sick.
So
Perfect.
Okay.
As you begin to walk off and you hear the heavy sounds of the armor kind of clanking of the soldiers, as you say those words, it begins to be muffled.
Cool.
Andy, what's your passive insight?
15.
15. The group begins to make their way first in a path that you are quite accustomed to at this point, as if you are heading back towards the Tired Tinker. But now with a much more ominous mission in mind. As you're walking away, you can see a group of people kind of watching the temple. As you look back, you can see, in addition to you and Janizit's party, you see 2 deacons leave the temple. One of which is Deacon Vetus, who heads to the north, and the other deacon heading to the south, each with their own detachment of 3 golden armored soldiers. And you see the crowd that is gathered around the square, watching, now almost with a sense of awe. And leaving the square, Andy, you see a couple, a man and a woman, staring specifically at your group. And they see Chauncey. And they both smile and bow their heads. And as you head to this address, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
That went pretty well.
Thank you all so very much for being here. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. We're going to head on over to our Discord for a post-show hangout, where we're going to share our feelings with each other. And if you are supporting us as a subscriber, a patron, or a member, you can join us there. Otherwise, if you would like to help the channel out, you can give us a follow, you can give us a like, you can follow us on social media. You can also go pick up a candle at Cantrip Candles using the code in our chat and using using the code and the link. Have a fantastic week, everyone. We'll be back to see what is waiting in this address against the southwestern wall, and how much help Lord Janizit is going to need.
So much.
Oh boy.
See you then.